Hello, I'm D&D, and today we're going to be playing a game of EFKA. Sorry. Hello, I'm EFKA, and today we're going to be playing a game of Dungeons and Dragons. Today I have with me my favorite friends, friend number 1,
Oh, Elaine.
friend number 2,
Emma.
friend number 3,
All.
and friend number... I've lost count now.
It's nice to know that I'm so important. I don't need a number. Ross.
Fantastic. Ross is not a number, but
He is
today...
a free man.
Yeah, today is a number, and that number is 6, because this is episode 6 of Dungeons
it?
and Dragons.
I
Yes,
can't
it
believe
is.
We've done 6 already.
I know,
No, we've done
right?
5.
We've done 5.
This is
We
gonna
were
be
about to do
6.
6. Yes.
That's why I can't believe that.
You can't just show up and consider it a job done, Paul. That's not how it works.
Oh,
You don't
but
just
then
arrive for work for the day and go, can't believe I finished the day already. And then just leave.
Why I keep getting fired.
Shall we dive into what we've been doing the last week on our adventure of Dungeons and Dragons?
Let's do that.
Waterdeep Dragon
We got a
Heist?
tavern.
You have, and you have a name for that tavern, and the name is Morbash Manor. I wonder who's responsible for that. Might be Rogan.
The Queen.
Morbash.
The Queen Morbash.
So, you have successfully completed Volo's quest, and as a reward that he promised you of 400 gold pieces, dragons, you instead received a tavern because he didn't have the 400 dragons. He couldn't pay you, but he had a tavern, and he gave you a tavern. That tavern is not very good because it is basically a dilapidated manor in the middle of the North Ward of Waterdeep. However, you decided to take on the challenge of renovating this tavern and potentially opening it for business. Meanwhile, you found a couple of things. You discovered some friends in the neighborhood, namely you've visited the Bent Nail and met the Bent Nail's proprietor, who has promised to
Tally.
to help you renovate said tavern. And also, you have discovered that your tavern might potentially be haunted.
Dun, dun, dun.
Who knows?
I mean, nobody's seen anything.
No, nobody. I think it's perfectly fine. I think
It's probably fine.
yeah. I wouldn't worry about anything really. What do I
I
know?
didn't fall through the mirror, so.
I'm just a disembodied voice that is in charge of the cosmos. So, I don't decide anything. But otherwise, we had a very pleasant time of what some people in the comments called D&D the accounting episode. Which to some extent it was, because we did a lot of numbers trying to figure out how costly this tavern is going to be, and so far it's
Accounting
proving
is
to be
fun.
exceedingly.
Yes.
I mean, it's
Costly.
fine. Like, it's not any of my characters' money.
I know, I'd like to make a point that Rogan, there was a lot of counting, and then Rogan just paid for everything.
And his name is on the thing, and there's a degree of, like, sort of fairness there. And Aris can contribute labor and expertise, which is important. You know, you want a firm hand on the
Tiller.
rudder, the keel, tiller.
You've also figured out that you're going to be needing some staff to help you out, and also some more money because you haven't probably got quite enough to pay for everything, and you haven't yet paid for everything. But at the end of last week's episode, you've woken up in your dilapidated tavern, Morbash Manor.
Covered in dust.
Covered in dust, sleeping on straw mats because there aren't any beds yet. And you've been greeted with a note from one Davil Starsong, who you have briefly seen in the first episode when you were visiting the Yawning Portal at the very beginning of the adventure. Davil Starsong is part of the group of Gentarim mercenaries in Waterdeep, who you had indirect encounters with, as in they're definitely embroiled in the conflict on the streets that's been basically turning into bloodshed between the Xanathar Guild, which is a faction of thugs, and the Gentarim, which is another faction of thugs. Or so you think. Maybe neither of them are. Who knows? Either way, you've been invited to the Yawning Portal to come and speak with him because an opportunity awaits.
I would be ready to go there right away and have that be my breakfast and or brunch.
We could get there. Yeah. For some food.
You have some time until the date proposed, until the time proposed in the note. He told you to meet him at noon, and you've just woken up in the morning.
But you wake up at about noon, right? That's like normal time to wake up.
So just to kind of say that if we're gonna be launching ourselves into another, people will be like, "You're going on an adventure right now." And Rogan still has a massive acid burned gaping hole in the chainmail that he wears. So things like maybe, and don't forget, we did all get some money from completing that quest. Even though Rogan's put a lot into the tavern, that wasn't out of the takings that we got from the quest that we completed. So we got 16 dragons, which is gold, 82 shards, and 250 nibs. Could get some new equipment. There is the steam and steel, which is in the area. Get some equipment and then go say hi.
It's right next door. It is right next door.
Feel like actually investing that money in repairing the damage done to Rogan's gear is not unfair, given that he is part of the team. And
I think we could just see what there is. Maybe.
And he put a lot of money in the tavern, so
yeah.
Let's do it.
Exactly.
I think we could maybe all get something new. Treat
I don't think
ourselves.
as much that Aris needs, but let's go shopping. Let's do a shopping montage.
So are we all collectively like getting up from wherever we're sleeping and then meeting downstairs and going, "Do you want to go? Want to go to the shops? You want to go shopping?"
Yeah. Let me wash my face, and then
making my way downtown.
As you exit Morbash Manor, the door shuts behind you. Was it just one of you? Or
probably.
I wouldn't worry too much about it.
No,
It's not to worry about it. It's on a lever. It's fine.
It could be wind.
It's the fire regulations means the doors have to be auto closing.
Can I try to open it to see if it's just?
Of course, yeah. It just opens. It's a door. It's your door.
My door.
Well, Gina, you disavowed yourself of the tavern. Might I remind you?
Yeah.
So your door, but not committed to being your door.
No, for this moment, my door.
Yeah, for this moment,
Yeah.
your door. Okay, good.
No, I will close it and lock it up because it needs to be locked. I mean, someone could steal all our precious vinegar.
That's true. That's true. Steam billows, ironically, from steam and steel. A huge cloud. As you enter the shop, you feel a sense of heat wash over you as a kind of just a very humid, very hot environment. The windows have been fogged up. In front of the till sits a very red and very sad and disappointed fire genasi, who's just wailing at the top of his lungs and going, "No, I specifically ordered the good silver. This is just not going to do. How do I tell these people that ring is just not going to be as shiny as they wanted? Every day I have to make these explanations and excuses, and I swear one day, and he puts his head down and just exhales and sits there. You can see a single tear rolling down his face.
There's going to be some high drama shopping.
I think this man is going to be easy to barter with at the moment.
Customers! Sirs! Hello!
Hi, how you doing?
Welcome! This
Hi.
is Steam and Steel, my shop. Well, not just my shop, it's also Avi's shop. But welcome, have a seat. Oh, you couldn't have met me in a better mood.
Oh no.
What can I do you for? Please. Let's sit down. Ooh, sir, you look like you have a big hole in your chest, and I bet we could fashion you a piece of armor like you've never seen before.
I mean, that would be good. It's not that this was caused in battle. This was a design choice I made at the time. I've never been hurt in battle in my life, but maybe a slight change in the armor.
Please,
So they-
you do not have to explain yourself. My husband Avi will make you the best piece of armor you've ever seen in Waterdeep. Now,
Amazing.
what are we talking here? Would you like something that's a bit more looser and freer, but perhaps doesn't provide as much protection as you would ideally like? Or are you seeking something that's just completely surrounds you in impenetrable armor? We can offer you that as well at just the right cost. We have plate armor, we have half plate armor, we have breastplate armor, we have splint armor, scale mail armor, chain mails, chain shirts, anything you like, made and tailored specifically for you.
So tailored sounds good. Immediately, Rogan, that sounds very good. And I think there's potential there for message, maybe, or some kind of styling, something that perhaps says "Come to Morbash Manor," and maybe has like a small map of how.
Sorry,
to get to...
Morbash Manor? I'm not familiar with this.
Oh,
Are you,
well,
are you also
so-
suggesting I hold a large piece of card that I spin as I walk around the streets
What
with
a
an arrow?
great- Actually, I was thinking a banner, but card is probably better. But if we could transform you into a walking advertisement,
A sandwich
for
board.
there we go. You see, I think
Rogan's
Okay.
probably going to quietly ruminate over that suggestion.
front and back. Just to feel and the because what we need, I think, at this point is branding. We need a logo. We need to get the message out there. We need that message to.
We can definitely embroider something. Yes, absolutely.
There we go. Yeah.
Perhaps we could make you a whole outfit, Aris, that
We-
looks
we can
like a
also-
version of the tavern that you can walk around wearing.
We can also fashion any colors that you would like. We normally fashion our armor in the standard orange and green, which is the colors of our ward. But anything you like, any kinds of colors are available. And also...
Lilac.
Absolutely. Lilac is a wonderful color. Yes,
dear.
lilac. Oh, God, not lilac. Why lilac? I hate lilac. Why do I have to do lilac all of the time? Everyone comes in
Rouge.
and-
How about rouge?
Rouge, yes. Rouge, of course. Yes, rouge. Why not?
Just throwing those ideas out there. I just
Anyway,
thought,
sir,
it's a good time.
He brings out like this parchment with images that have been artistically drawn of various armors and prices. Here we have our best full plate armor model, which is only a modest 1,500 dragons. Of course, you can,
Sorry, carry on.
I see. If you want something looser but still providing a lot of protection, there's the half plate armor, which is also a modest 750 dragons. But if that doesn't feel within Sir's reach, and I'm not saying that it would, we have the breastplate armor that's only 400 dragons, and of course then going lower, these might prove not quite as protective and also a little bit rigid. But we have the splint armor at 200 gold pieces and chainmail armor at 75 gold pieces.
Is that the lowest you can offer? Lowest price?
Well, I could also offer trying to fix up Sir's current armor, current chainmail armor, as I see he's wearing, and fashionable as it is. We could polish it up and fix that hole in the middle. Repairs are still expensive and will still cost 40 dragons.
The what was it? The one up from Chainmail. What was that? Splint armor.
Splint armor, indeed, that's 200 dragons.
What is the defensive properties of this compared to say Chainmail?
Out of character. It would provide you with an armor class of 17, which is one higher.
Okay.
It also requires you to have a strength of 15 to be able to wear. And it would still provide a disadvantage on stealth checks.
Okay. So repairing my armor would keep me AC 16.
Yes.
Buying new chainmail is redundant because I already have it. So that's just spending more money for a new piece. So I'm not bothered about that.
Yes.
So I can upgrade at increasing increments of cost.
Yes, indeed. Also, mechanically, Ross, not Rogan, I will let you know that there is an option for a breastplate armor, which is 400 dragons, but it would keep your AC at 16 because it's 14 plus dexterity modifier, which I think your dexterity modifier is +2, or am I mistaken?
It's +1.
+1. Okay, so it would keep it at 15, but it would not provide disadvantage on stealth checks. But it's 400 dragons.
Nah.
Can we even pay
not
to
worth
fix? Because that's 40 dragons and we only have 16.
Sure. I mean, I would. Rogan would probably dip into his own funds for that.
How are Rogan's funds?
Yeah.
He spent a lot of money in the last episode.
Yeah.
He's got 449 gold remaining.
Oof.
But he did
That's a
have
lot.
over 1,000 gold. So
Is this a thing that Rogan can just sort of write home for and some more arrives? Does he have that kind
I think
of family dynamic?
the process is a little bit more complicated than that, shall we say?
Okay.
He would rather not have to try and get more funds. Let's put it that way. Let's say it's not a bridge he wants to cross.
Okay.
To try and get more funds at this time.
You know, there's always the potential for the party to just sort of do work for hire to fund.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
Rogan's going to inquire. So, are there any shields, perhaps, that you sell also? Anything along those lines? And my sword did take. No, not my sword. I don't have a sword. What was I thinking? My battle axe as well did take a little bit of damage while I was succeeding in battle.
Emmerich says, he didn't introduce himself, but his name is Emmerich. Emmerich says, I will have to look in the ledger. My husband Avi is normally responsible for armor and shield making, and I have some notes here. I will consult.
Gina, it sounds like maybe you thought you might be able to barter us a little bit of a better deal here. Maybe you could use your charms on this individual, try and get us all maybe a discount. Could be some items that they'd have for the rest of you as well. Maybe get thrown
Thought
in.
you were pretty good in convincing others with your status.
I definitely have my own ways of persuasion.
I mean, I'm not in the market for a new item, so
I'm great. Aris travels light.
No one's looking for an improvement on armor. You weren't worried by the tentacle-faced man on the throne. Not that I was worried. I thought I was disappointed when he left, but I was just curious if no one else was thinking possibly about increasing their armor.
So Rogan,
Shields,
the way...
yes, shields. My husband can make you the best shield this side of Waterdeep. I wish I had better speeches.
Although I am
10 gold pieces.
The best shield
you
at
go.
10 gold pieces sounds very, very good. A quality level that I am happy with.
We need Rogan to be well defended because he is the first and probably also only line of defense dynamic.
Battle axes, however, are easy, and that's my specialty. Just watch this. He lifts one from the wall next to him, and in immediate, because he was sort of, you could see that he was putting on excitement, but something lit up, and he just sort of spins the shaft of the axe on his hand lightly to sort of demonstrate how well balanced it is, and sort of showing how well the blade is curved on the axe itself and how sharp it is. And
It seems like a dangerous maneuver.
he's
Is
very
he juggling it?
no, he's not juggling it. He's not.
Can Rogan try a similar move
Rogan
show-
can.
show his expertise in
I'm gonna step away if he
weaponry?
does that. I don't want to be in the
Go
near
and make an
vicinity.
acrobatics check for me. It's not a difficult check, but make an acrobatics check for me.
Okay. That would be 10.
You are sort of okay. There's this clearly some sort of a sportsmanship thing going on where you're also trying to show off your prowess, and you casually pick up your battle axe because you're quite used to it and you know how it feels, and you want to perform something cool, but there's almost like a moment of hesitation. And you're like, oh, I'm not sure, and you sort of put yourself in a very standard maneuver that you're quite comfortable with and you're used to, and you swing your axe one way, then another way, and sort of pirouette a little bit, but it's nothing. It's nothing that it's nothing spectacular. It's nothing exciting. It's just safe and normal, and you're just swinging your axe, and it's your battle axe. You're not trying the new battle axe. You're just sort of swinging your own battle axe. So it kind of comes across as just weird. Why are you doing this?
I save my most impressive moves for the battlefield. But you get the idea.
Anywho, this battle axe, fine craftsmanship, made by myself, will only cost you 10 dragons.
Ooh, bargain.
This axe and shield thing, I mean, this seems good, right? This is a good combination of things at a reasonable price that you can use to defend the rest of us in a fight.
Can I use persuasion to try and barter? I'll be like, I'm interested in the shield and that fine axe you're wielding there, and also a repair to the armor that I wear at present. What kind of
an advert or something on the battle?
I am definitely not putting an advert
Okay.
on
What
my
we could
armor.
do, however, that could be, what if we advertise within the tavern?
Yes, that's a better idea.
Sure.
Or Steam and Steel.
We could
Yeah.
say, Morbash Manor recommends this local business for all your armory and weaponry needs.
Add
you-
them to the
can you-
plaque for the bent nail.
Okay, so it's more than one of you talking, so can someone make a persuasion check?
I will make a persuasion check. Use my charms.
There's a lot of those charms out there.
Well, I actually rolled a natural 20. So
Wow.
There we go.
it's a rare occasion. that
charming.
Rogan is after that axe move, kindred spirits. You can clearly see kindred spirits.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Business has been a little bit slow lately, and you say you have a tavern? Morbash Manor. I don't recall hearing that.
It's new and upcoming business.
Maybe you've heard of Troll's Skull Manor, was it?
No. It's not good sign.
Oh dear.
That place. Okay, well, you cheered me up, and so you are the people who bought Trollskull Manor.
Yeah.
He did.
Oh well, then.
I don't know where he is.
I'm right here.
Yeah.
I'm stood right next to you.
Then we are going to give you a friendly neighborhood discount. Welcome to the neighborhood. I'm sorry, I don't know your name.
I'm Rogan Morbash. You may have heard my family name bandied
No,
about
Abby,
in hushed
Abby.
tones.
Abby, please come out. We have neighbors that we need to greet. And after a short while, a water genasi comes out. He's dressed in an apron that's quite dirty, but he seems a direct opposite of his husband. Very well composed, very calm, and it's pleasant to meet all of you.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Good day, sir.
Hello.
Charmed.
So, I hear my husband tells me you are our new neighbors. Welcome to the neighborhood.
Yeah. Thank you.
What brings
We,
you to our shop?
Well, as you can see, our colleague needs a little bit of armor repairs, and then, there's a few other things that he needs for his specialist martial abilities.
As you're talking, Avi comes over to Rogan and starts inspecting the hole. This is corrosive damage. It will be hard to fix, but I'm sure if you give me just a few hours, I will be able to patch it up, and it'll be as good as new.
That's promising.
Rogan's going to turn to everyone else and go, "What time was our meeting again?"
Noon, midday, noon.
You still
What
got
time
like
is it?
3.5 hours.
Is that how long do you think it's going to take for these repairs? And how long is it going to take us for us to get back to the Yawning Portal?
Well, honestly, I would say that it would, if you want us to do these repairs properly, it will take us at least, I said a couple of hours, but to make sure that the armor remains intact and well composed for many years to come.
Do you accept trade-ins? Can I do a trade-in with my corrosive damage chainmail for a new set of chainmail, perhaps?
I would be happy to lend you one of my existing armors as long as you don't mind that the fit isn't exactly perfect. This will take me a couple of days, but if you bring this set back, just bear with me. He pops back inside behind the shop and then comes out with a set of armor that looks just about your size, but not you can immediately tell it's not going to be a perfect fit, just a bit clunky, If you bring this back in a couple of days, and we will require payment up front, of course, for the repairs, because we are lending you a piece of armor, but you are our neighbors, and as a welcome gift.
So I was inquiring with your partner about a battle axe and a new shield, and
we have we have plenty of shields ready made for you right over here. And he shows you a wall, and this shields they all look,
shieldy.
Shields, yeah, shieldy. I'm not a great shield describer. I'm not best shield describer, but
these all look like they're made out of metal rather than mud, which is my preference for a shield. Very good.
Yeah, they're all modestly priced at 10 dragons. Any of them will do you fine in battle. I've worked on them, all of them, myself.
Okay, so to step outside of character for a second, there was the upgrade in armor, which was like 200, but I've done I did the natural 20 to persuade, like with discounty stuff. So rather than like do the Rogan inquiry, what would that do to the price of the 200 gold piece of equipment, and what would it do to the price below?
I think if you
what's my job lot? Battle axe. I'm a battle axe, a shield. As my friend Mark. Not Mark, sorry, I apologize. That's Stephen Drum's name for you. How much for the job lot?
If you were to upgrade to splint armor, I say we throw in the shield and the battle axe for free.
Ooh.
Really? Deal. Got yourself a deal. I'll accept your kind offer of the discount.
Well, we will need to take measurements. Armor like that isn't just sold. We take great care to make sure that the fit is just right. So if you would just step behind the back, we will take some measurements and start work on the armor. There's ready-made shields and battle axes that we are happy to supply, and we will loan you a set of chainmail armor, which you please kindly bring back when the armor is made.
Okay. So I guess Rogan's going to go to get measured up. I don't know what everyone else wants to do, if they want to like hang about or they want to busy themselves in some other way, but Rogan can like...
You get measured up. It's a short procedure. Nothing fantastic or out of the ordinary happens.
Sure.
Avi takes great care in just making sure that, like, he's very deliberate. He takes his time, and then each time he, pulls out his measuring tape, he pauses for a second and just looks and considers something, and so it's not fast, but after a while he's done, and then he offers you the chainmail armor as a loan, and yeah, there you go.
That's 200. I thought with the measuring, I was going to say that Rogan's was ticklish, and it was going to be like, I was getting measured up. Didn't get the opportunity.
Avi is not bothered by
like,
that. Avi's just not. He just continues as if he doesn't pay any attention.
All right, so it's 200 gold, is it, that I've spent?
Yes.
Woof.
Did he have any special weapons?
By special, what do you mean?
Like not your standard dagger, but like fancier daggers or rapiers, or
It's fairly like normal standard fare. This is in a shop that deals in the exceptional. This is a shop that deals in the tried and true.
Yeah.
So currently, as it stands, I have just got a repaired chainmail loan. Is because it's not perfectly fitting. Is there any negative to the AC with that, or is it fine?
We'll find out.
And I've got a battle axe. Do I also gain the shield now?
Yes, you can wear the shield immediately. So with your battle axe, because it's versatile, you can either use it two-handed as a D10 weapon, or if you choose to, wear a shield on one of your hands. Then it will provide you a bonus to AC, but you will only be able to use the battle axe one-handed, which will make it a 1d8 weapon.
True that.
That makes sense.
I mean, is that 1d8 plus 3?
Yes. So you'll it's 1d8 plus 5, I believe, because you'll still get your. Because
it's normally 1d8 plus 5, which is 1d10 plus 3.
I will need to consult the tomes and.
I don't
okay.
like the sound of this. You'll see. It sounds ominous.
Right. Yeah,
Your AC is now 1.
It's a very bad chainmail.
Because it's
cursed. It's a
not
cursed piece
real
of chainmail.
It's
Oh, no.
haunted.
Sorry, Ross, you still get your plus 2
It'll be
bonus to
fine.
damage because you are still wielding a melee weapon in one hand and no other weapons. So you get a plus 2 bonus to damage roll.
So I still get the bonus. That's good.
Just to clarify, you wouldn't get that bonus if you roll a d10 because you would be wielding it two-handed.
Two-handed, yeah.
If
Sure.
that makes sense, right?
Yeah, it
So
makes
it's either
perfect sense. Yeah.
1d10 plus 3 and no shield, or 1d8 plus 5 and shield.
One thing I forget as well is I actually have my fighting style is dueling. So when I'm holding one weapon and no other weapons, I actually gain a plus 2.
That's what I'm
Damage.
talking
Oh,
about.
that's cool.
So
Okay.
that's my fighting style. That's the proficiency there. Sorry, that's what you're talking about. Okay.
That's cool. But that's
So
a
I
good
still get-
clarification.
A D8 plus 5. Yeah, for anyone watching, like when you're a fighter, you choose a fighting style, and my fighting style is dueling. So when I'm fighting one-on-one, or it just actually says when you are wielding a melee weapon in one hand. It doesn't even talk about one-on-one. It's just if I've only got one weapon in hand, I get a plus 2 bonus, which boosts my Anyway, so I would like to get a shield, is what I'm getting at, and I will take the new battle axe now and this ill-fitting armor, I suppose. I don't know what that does. I guess we'll discover what that does to my AC in time. But what does the shield? What's the benefit of the shield AC wise? Is that 1?
Plus 2.
Plus 2. Woo.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
It is pretty good. Would you like to describe how your shield looks? Because there's a choice of plenty different ones. So.
Okay. So the shield that he's chosen has some sharp ridges along the top. So it's kind of like the classic kind of shield pointed bottom look. It's kind of got like a divot in the middle with some like kind of like indents that go off from the middle in a couple of different directions, kind of like a star shape to a certain extent, but not as elaborate as that, but like kind of like little inlays with on the curved front, and along the top it's got some kind of like rough serrated kind of edge to it. So it's kind of like, you could use that to catch a weapon in. For example, if someone was coming down from above, you could catch like a blade in like the serrated bit to knock it out the way. So it's kind of like a shield that has that kind of serrated bit, and you could also use it to shove people with or whatever.
Is it sharp so you can stab them with it as well? Like,
I think it's not necessarily intended that way, but it would be deeply uncomfortable to get shoved with the top of the shield. Yeah, I wouldn't advise it.
Good to know.
What's your next move?
Should we start thinking about heading to the Yawning
We can have
Portal?
breakfast there.
Yeah, actually, that's true. We could get a table and sit down and get ourselves ready and be there for when this person wants to meet us.
That
Sounds great. No one else want any of the supplies from anywhere? Can maybe get a cane made at the woodwork shop next door. The bent
I'm
nail.
saving up for my funds for now. I'm on a budget, and I am. And,
Me too. I'm also on a budget. I've really been trying to pare back my expenditures. Like,
but I feel I have most of the things I need right now. Like I feel, I have my gear is in good condition, and I travel light anyway. And as long as I have food in my pocket, which I do, now there's the place to sleep regularly, which is actually wonderful. But no, I feel quite good.
well, all right. Shall we head to the Yawning Portal?
Let's head to the Yawning Portal.
How are you heading to the Yawning Portal? Are you catching a dray or are you walking?
Trace, yeah.
It was in the castle ward, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a long walk or?
Yeah.
Should we catch a dray?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
why
that's
not?
best. We'll take a ride on public transit, which is important and good for
Support the
managing
economy.
congestion. I think that's very important.
That'll be a total of 16 nibs.
Oh, that's a bargain.
6-0 or 16?
16.
Who's paying for that?
Out of the
I don't really carry nibs on me.
16, yeah, I take it out of the joint account thing.
That-
The giant account.
That's
The giant
exactly.
account.
That's a really good idea. That's exactly what that is. That's our party funding kitty. That
Then
is.
we have 199 nips.
Doesn't quite feel like it's a Rogan, but that's the party expenses, but sure.
It's good. I think that's very good. And sooner or later we'll have to make sure you get a receipt because we might need that for tax purposes.
Yeah.
Your journey isn't entirely uneventful, but I wouldn't describe the event as particularly interesting. After about 10 minutes of riding in the dray, a pair of who seem to be friends eventually break out into an argument. It's very heated. You don't quite understand what it's about because they are not talking in common. And after a while, one of them just, completely erupts, stops the dray, gets off, and leaves. This is the last you've seen of that person. Eventually, the dray continues on its way, and after some time, you reach the castle ward.
What language were they speaking?
None of you recognize.
Oh,
the
wow. Okay.
language.
Okay. Cool.
But eventually, you reach the castle ward, and after a short walk, because the dray doesn't stop exactly by the Yawning Portal, or at least this one particular doesn't. You're there. Hooray.
Great. Aris is very keen to step in and try and find a table and sit down, and some kind of a basic breakfast would be absolutely fine to pass the time until
Not
our
eggs
good
this
friend
time.
arrives. Not eggs? Why not eggs?
Not really like those eggs last time with that special
You just-
spice
you just wanna change?
seasoning that was on top of it.
After, you grab yourself breakfast. No one familiar is there at the moment. So you actually have to pay for your breakfast,
Oh, no.
which, what are you going to do?
Could come out of the mutual funds again.
It is coming out of the mutual funds. It is a pretty decent meal, so it will run you two dragons.
Wow.
The Yawning
Whoa.
Tavern. Yeah, it's not cheap.
Where is my eraser?
We can pay in nibs though, right?
I mean, we have 16 dragons.
Oh, okay.
It's a decent amount of like expenses, cash.
Is there a ghost in the Yawning Portal? I think I just heard something.
You know what though? I'm keeping all my weapons sort of within reach because certainly the last time we were here, it was exciting.
True, there were trolls.
And flies.
2 dragons, right?
Yeah,
Don't
two
remind me
dragons.
about that.
That's a
Yeah.
lot of money.
I pay.
How is the portal looking?
So it's slowly gaining population, and there's.
I mean the portal itself. Sorry.
Oh, the portal itself is looking like.
Is it looking calm?
It doesn't
or-
look like there's a troll going to jump out.
Okay.
No, it looks like a massive gaping hole in the middle of the
Yeah.
tavern.
Okay. All right. Good.
And no trolls abound. No giant blood-sucking flies.
Okay.
But otherwise, the clientele is slowly but surely coming in, and people having breakfast and nearing lunch. Eventually, you see Bonnie start serving behind the bar, and drinks are open. And as soon as drinks become open, through the door emerges a familiar face, Yagra Stonefist, who you've met before, and behind her, the infamous Davil Starsong. They grab their usual table, and Davil orders some drinks and food, whilst Yagra, out of boredom, immediately starts challenging people to arm wrestling matches.
Is it okay if I quickly check with Bonnie if her brothers are maybe interested in working for our tavern?
Yes, of course. Gina, hi! Quick,
Hi.
let's talk while it isn't busy yet.
Yes. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so grateful to be working here because finding work in Waterdeep is hard, but this place can really take it out of me.
I understand. I mean, you have a giant hole in the tavern where some
Oh,
people
don't
jump
get-
out of.
Don't get me started on that. I remember you were here that night when the troll came out. What a hoot that was!
That was insane.
Yeah. Are you okay? How you doing? How have you been? I haven't seen you since then.
Well, things got busy and I had to look for someone who was lost. And then we ended up acquiring a property in the Northern Ward and things got
Acquiring
crazy.
a property.
Yeah, so I heard from I think it was, what was his name? Oh, what was his name? Let me see.
Wait,
The guy that was
are you
playing
the
the
people
songs.
that rescued Fluent Blagmar?
Yes, we are.
Oh, there's been rumors going on about you. Everyone's
Really?
saying you're brave adventurers. Gina, are you a brave adventurer?
I am, Bunny.
Oh, she runs up and gives you a hug.
Yay! No, Metron Freestrings was talking about your brothers maybe looking for a job. Is that correct? Like,
Oh, bless him. Yeah. Cal, Annie, Evan, and Dal, they are... I wish... I love them so much, but they've been struggling lately. Yeah, I have been... Do you have something going? Do you have a job for them?
well, like I mentioned, we acquired a property which is, I don't know if you've heard about Trollskull Manor.
No, I'm not from around here.
No, it's currently not the place to be, but it used to be a very good tavern. So we are gonna fix it up and have a place for drinks and.
Oh, this sounds really good and really positive and a perfect place for them. Tell you what, Trollskull Manor, yes? I'll
Well,
tell them
it's
to-
Morbash Manor.
it's now called Morbash Manor because we got the chance to
Morbash
rename it.
Okay.
Morbash is that friend
That's
over
just-
there.
Oh, that explains it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That-
Well,
yeah.
I'll tell them to go to Morbash Manor. They'll report for duty tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, we haven't started yet, so I don't know how much we can pay them yet. But once things start running, I mean, they'll at least have something to do. That's step one. And step two, once the funds start rolling in, we will make sure we compensate to them fairly for their work.
Yeah, can't pay yet. That's. Well, I'll leave it up to them.
I'm sure this is a thing we can sort of work out as well.
Yeah.
Where we figure
Room
out
and
some-
board, maybe. Room and board for the time being.
That's a good point. And also, I don't know, the initial.
As much vinegar as they can drink.
Yeah.
I don't know if profit sharing is a thing for the what should we call it, startup phase, or I wonder if we should get a loan to cover some initial payments. I'm sure
rather-
there's ways we can work this out.
I'd rather we didn't
there's-
get any additional. Sorry, not additional. I'd rather we didn't get any loans. I think we'll be all right with the money that we have.
Okay.
It's a job. I'll happily take it. Not me. I have a job. My brothers. Thank you so much. She runs
Yeah,
up and
of
hugs
course.
me again. This is
just-
the best news.
Why is she running back and forth?
She's
excited.
serving people. She's
True.
She's behind the bar. She's serving drinks. She's like busy all the time.
I think like one of the points as well, one of the selling points has to be that it's a tavern where like monsters don't come out of the ground.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. This is
Thought.
definitely the more dynamic part of my job, dealing with that. I'm glad there's no monsters or ghosts or anything like that.
No, there aren't.
So far as we know, there's nothing going on.
Absolutely
well-
no ghosts. Not seen a single one.
An awkward silence descends on the conversation. I have to go serve drinks now, but thank you very much.
Is that because I thought because you sent me the letter? Is that also what you wanted to talk to me about, or is that just
Yes.
yeah? Okay.
I really needed to know if there's anything you could do for my brothers, but it's worked out perfectly. Didn't even need to ask. The best day ever. I'll make sure.
I'll give her a hug.
Ah, nice. That was a nice, pleasant, positive conversation.
Yeah.
Eventually, Yagra notices you talking to Bonnie and motions to come over. Once you approach, she says, "My boss would like to have a conversation with you. I think I don't know. Actually, honestly, I don't care. Just go talk to him."
I'll grab the others and
You are taken to see Davil Starsong. He is quite a fancily dressed elf. He is his clothes are really sharp. He has a blue vest, and when I say vest, I mean the American kind
Like
of
a
vest.
waistcoat.
A waistcoat,
Yeah.
yes. And a white shirt, and he's also wearing one of those hats with a quill in it, quite dashing. And his boots are made out of leather and have little spurs on them. And he has a really clearly very expensive belt, which is encrusted with all kinds of jewels and finery, and just looks really dashing and colorful. Multiple colors, all glinting off the light that's coming from various lamps and lanterns across the tavern.
I just have to go to the bathroom.
He motions to you and says, "Please have a seat. I believe you are the people that are responsible for rescuing Floon Blagmar. And I also believe that you are the people who caused quite a ruckus in one of our warehouses."
Well, hello. What gives you that impression?
I have ways of finding out things.
Ah, ways.
And
I love ways.
I don't want this to sound like we're coming off on the wrong foot. In fact, if nothing else, I want to offer you a job and an opportunity. And with that job comes a chance to fix some of the inconveniences that you have caused me lately. Now,
For the record, we were just looking for our friend, and we got attacked. So.
oh, I am fully aware of that. And once again, I don't want to make this sound like we're coming off on the wrong foot. I very much understand that you have been attacked. And in fact, that's partly one of the reasons that we are having this conversation today. Now, you see, in that warehouse were some items that were not mine. However, I was...
The sandals!
No, I was keeping an eye on them. There were some paintings and a cache of silver bars that I was negotiating in exchange for with a merchant. Now, that merchant relied on my good name and my honesty to make sure that whilst the negotiations were taking place, they were being kept safe. However, since then, they have been acquisitioned by the City Watch. Now, this isn't so much a problem because I've been able to prove to the City Watch that these, in fact, are items that belong to me and were acquisitioned. How do I say this? Improperly. And I have been able to reacquire them back. The problem is that they are on one side of the dock ward, and where they need to be is on the other side of the dock ward. And this is where you, my friends, come in. I need able-bodied, capable, and just fine people.
Can someone check the portal for us? I think there might be another troll coming through.
I don't know what's happening. I'm sorry. The dog's caught up in my headphones.
Oh no. Oh no. Come here, Betsy. Come here.
'Cause she
She's
was
so
trying to
unhappy
climb
about
all
it.
over you, and I was trying to help, but I made it worse.
We're calming down.
The bar dog seems to have been caught underneath people's feet.
Hey,
But
Betsy.
she.
Hey, Betsy.
All right. Sorry.
So
You were
wait,
saying
wait, wait, are you-
something about able-bodied. Sorry, what was that?
Are
Yes.
we talking about taking these things from where they've been impounded by the authorities?
Yes, exactly. Now, if you just visit the City Watch and Dock Ward, they are aware of you or anyone else that we've put in charge of this arriving. They will happily assist you with reacquiring these items. And all I need you to do is simply take them back to the merchant so we can continue these negotiations.
Wait. Why can't you... Are you saying we'll just walk in and say, hey, we're here to pick up these items, and they'll go, here you go?
Yes.
Why
well,
can't
no,
you do that?
I'm sorry. I have an official document. He takes out a parchment that's sealed. If you just present this to the City Watch, they will happily assist you.
Can I do an insight check?
You can.
Oh, we should have done one on that armor. On that
Natural
shield.
20!
He doesn't seem to be lying. As
Okay.
far as you can tell, he is completely honest about his intentions and the job that he's proposing.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the way he carries himself is very deliberate and almost like piercing in a way that he wants to get across that this is a job that inconvenienced him. This is a situation that inconvenienced him. This is a situation that you partly caused, and he just wants to fix things.
How did we cause it? Sorry, what did we do?
You have when you went to that warehouse where you found Renner, right? That's the warehouse where
Yeah.
the items were stashed.
Yeah.
And the police came in afterwards
Yeah.
and seized all the goods inside.
Right.
They were his goods.
I
He had
see.
nothing to do with it.
I see. Okay.
Probably because of my thunder wave. Because they came and that's why they knew something was going on.
So you said that, you were asking us to go requisition the goods and deliver them. What sort of payment were you thinking for us to complete this task on your behalf?
Well, the paintings are quite valuable, and I will be willing to pay 200 dragons for this job.
A lot of money. to do some deliveries.
Well, you will be escorting quite valuable cargo, and I'll have you know that if you lose it again, we're having a different conversation.
You think someone else is going to take it?
Well, I don't know. It's been taken once. I wouldn't like for it to happen again. I worked very hard to get these paintings.
I see.
In fact...
But we didn't lose them the first time. We just happened to...
Listen, I represent a very vast organization. The Shantarim are known across the Forgotten Realms. Now, the problem with that is that some Shantarim think because we are part of the same organization that we own the same property. And when they kidnapped Renner and Floon Blagmar, they decided to store them in my warehouse. It wasn't their warehouse. It was just a place they decided that belonged to them. Now, they are as much at fault for this as you, but if you hadn't caused that fight, they would have simply left. And I would have had my paintings and everything would have been fine.
I think Rogan's going to turn to the rest of them and be like, 200 dragons might actually be kind of useful towards the tavern fees at the moment.
For sure, yes. We should do this as soon as possible, and we should do this like in broad daylight.
I agree with that.
And I inspect the parchment that he has, or is it sealed up and...
He immediately says, "Do not open that parchment. I will know if you open that parchment."
Skeptical about what that will say when somebody opens it in front of us. Maybe it'll be fine. I don't know.
I don't trust this person.
I think we're pretty well equipped to handle ourselves, whatever the situation that occurs.
But we're dealing with the City Watch here, and we already had our run-in with them twice. Once because we were looking at bodies and someone tried talking to them and that didn't go well. Then the warehouse. I don't want to get off. I mean, we are going to start a business in this city. We need to be on the right side of the City Watch if we want to.
We can deliver
I'm talking for you guys more because I don't care about this business because I'm just...
We can deliver the letter, and if they say no, then they say no.
Yeah, but what if he wrote in the letter that we should be arrested because we're the criminals or whatever? Like,
is that the read you got on him? Is that how you feel?
I feel like he's blaming us for something we didn't have any influence on.
I mean, he's also offering you an opportunity of 200 dragons, so
which is good.
Yeah.
And if we do something for him and he feels satisfied with how we've done it, then if he has a beef with us, we sort of clear that beef.
Yeah, okay. Let's do it, but be on our guard. And the moment
absolutely agree.
We should definitely be on high alert.
We should make up a contract for him to sign right now. Like an agreement we both have with his signature when the parchment is not saying things.
We could all cut our hands and shake on it, that kind of contract.
Oh,
no, like
that.
Write something down, have him sign it to be sure that we can show the City Watch we are just doing a job for him, picking it up. Because we don't know what's on the parchment.
He immediately agrees to this and says, one thing that's very important to me is that all of this happens above board. I don't want any appearance of impropriety. I don't think you understand how much my reputation means to me. And if you need a contract, I will sign a contract.
Yeah, let's do it.
How are we calling our group to make the contract out? Or just Mobarsh Manor or Mobarsh Misfits or...
It's not a terrible name.
Yeah.
I mean, in a way it is a terrible name, but it's not inaccurate.
Okay,
Marche's Misfits. I mean, it's also with an M. So
I guess we're just going to sign. We're going to sign this napkin this napkin contract
Or coaster, or
coaster contract,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
to keep it moving.
Oh,
Yeah.
he has quill and parchment and all of that. He's ready for
good.
this. He's prepared.
let's get this set up
He
then,
even
and
has
then
a
we'll head
stamp.
out.
Some wax, a candle.
Oh, he's prepared.
Yeah, he stamps it. And
Don't seal
everything.
it up because we need to read it.
No, he doesn't seal it.
Okay.
He just puts his stamp on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you happy? Is that sufficient? Do you feel at ease now, Gina?
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Okay.
Take care of this.
Okay. As you leave the Yawning Portal, just mere seconds after you left, there's a hand on your shoulder.
Whose
Turn
shoulder?
around.
Who's
Rogan's.
Everyone's shoulder.
Rogan's shoulder.
My shoulder.
You turn around and you see, once again, famed adventurer Maloon War Dragon.
Oh, hello, Maloon. How are you?
Shh, quiet. Come back.
Sorry, what was that?
He
I
motions to
couldn't
the
hear you.
alley. Come here. Come with us right now.
Sure, but I still don't understand why you're being so quiet.
Shh. He motions to go to the alley behind the Yawning Portal.
all of us? Or
All of you, yes.
Well, come on then, everyone. Off we go.
So,
I think Maloon wants us to go around the back of the Yawning Portal.
I agree.
He's-
Yeah,
I think he's losing his voice, though. I think he's losing his voice.
he is visibly displeased by you being so
Rogan.
so daft about this. Yeah, so Rogan about this.
That's so Rogan.
And but he nevertheless says, "So I heard you made a deal with Daniel Starsong. That's good. So far, you managed to do everything I asked you. You gained access to the Jentarim, and you got a job for them. Now tell me, what's the job?"
Just collecting some wares. Nothing complicated about it.
We are basically just running an errand.
Okay, but I'll need details because, listen, their organization is just corruption spreading across the city, and we must make sure that we are on top of this. Tell me what the job is, what you're doing, where you're going next. Are
Can
you
we-
getting any money?
Can we do
Why?
Can we do a perception check on Maloon to try and figure out what his intentions are of getting all of the intricate details of our
You
job?
can do an insight check, yes.
Insight check.
Yeah.
Is anyone particularly insightful? Because unfortunately, Rogan is not.
I'd like to think that Aris is moderately
16.
insightful.
Well, I mean,
Already done. Okay, 16. There we go.
Gina, you know that he's a famed adventurer. You know that he's part of Force Grey, which is just the height of adventurers in Waterdeep. They're well respected. They're pretty much the cream of the crop when it comes to that. And he does seem particularly driven about this. But reading his actual intentions, without more information, you wouldn't know more than that.
Can I suggest we tell him after the job? We'll let him know everything, but we need to handle this quickly.
No, you don't understand. If I don't know what's going on, then things just might be too late. I need to know what's happening. That's why I tasked you to do this. Rogan, you wanted to be a member of the Grey Hands. This is your way in.
So Rogan is kind of going to look at the rest of them, and his eyes are saying, "Are we telling this guy the truth, or are we going to spin him a lie?" That's what Rogan's going to rely on the smarts of those around him. He's no big city guy, so he's kind of he's learning to lean on you lot for your ability to read situations more than he can. So he's kind of turning around and looking at you to see what you all think before answering.
So, our dear adventuring friend, it might behoove us most of all to follow this lead, see how things pan out before we, to gather more information, before we pass that on to you, and also being seen with you immediately after meeting them, which is something that could happen right now, should be a problem. It might be worth giving us a few days to, just go about our business and get on with the things that we're doing. And perhaps we could check back in with you then, rather than just give you moment-to-moment updates, which will be a very incomplete picture of what's going on.
I understand. But please listen to me. This is important and a lot is at stake here. There's things that are happening that you don't know and you don't understand. And I can't explain it to you right now.
Why not?
Are you talking about the weather? Because I don't really understand how clouds work.
I don't understand macroeconomics. It's very complicated.
I don't understand why you can you tell us why it's a big deal? Like,
because you haven't proven yourselves yet.
Yeah, why you haven't proven yourself to me either, so
He looks at you slightly incredulous and he says, "Do you not know who I am?"
I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go, Gina.
That's some good sass. I'll give it that.
Well, it seems that you are useless to me.
Wow.
Excuse me.
Escalated.
And he takes out his sword.
The Morbash.
Oh, Gina.
And the sword is quite terrifying. It's gleaming with a blue light, and it's gigantic, right? You've not expected to see a sword like that. He twirls it like it
Maybe
like,
overcompensating.
It looks like it weighs something that Rogan couldn't lift, and he twirls it with relative ease. And then he just looks at you with like a completely alien look that doesn't seem to belong on his face. And then he says, "Time to get rid of you."
Wow.
I want to charm him.
Sure. Okay.
The old good cop bad cop.
So
but it's all in Gina.
We will roll initiative, and if your turn comes before his, yeah. Elaine, would you do me a favor and grab me that notebook, please?
Gina's calling
just
everyone
the
out
English just
this
settled.
episode.
Oh my god.
That was wow.
I'm not ready.
She literally doesn't care who he is. He cannot command me around.
That's reasonable.
I mean, Rogan's normally the one that's the social graces go out the window, but Gina's the one that's just like, don't care who you are, mate.
Did my initiative level up as well? Like,
I think
on
it just
the
stays the
Beyond.
same, doesn't it? Does initiative stay the same?
I think between level 1 and 2, it probably would.
Yeah.
Until maybe your dex goes up.
I didn't read any info about it in my leveling thing.
No, because I still have +2 on my sheet and it's +3 in D&D Beyond, so that's weird.
Mine's just +1 still.
If it's +3, then it's +3. Whatever D&D Beyond says, we'll go with that.
Okay. Then Gina has 18.
Wow.
I'm on 16.
I have 5.
I have 17.
I'm sorry.
17.
Bear with me 1 second.
I can write that down. If you need to look up something, I can write it down.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
And could you write down Maloon's initiative as 16?
Oh my gosh.
How much?
16.
16. Sorry. Aris was 5, right?
5.
Yes.
And Rogan was
16.
16 also. And
Gina 18.
thank you. Okay. There you go.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So, Rogan is 16. Rogan, could you give me just a plain D20 roll?
17.
Okay. So currently we have Gina, but give me a second. So you're gonna go first, and your trying to charm him. Yes.
Yes.
I hope this works.
You're gonna be like, I don't know who you are, but maybe
We can get
you a
to
little
know
better.
Oh, gross.
That's a little bit too heavy on the charm, I think.
Yeah.
It can get him to just appreciate our position. That's nice.
We are not yet fighting it, so I don't think he will get advantage yet. Or is it because we rolled initiative?
It's not. Yeah, rolling initiatives generally, it's gonna go down, isn't it?
It's definitely the sign that stuff is happening.
I mean, we
Someone
could run and then we're not fighting, so I could say like we're not fighting it,
Yeah,
so
we
he
could
would not get
run.
advantage.
I mean, Rogan.
He's fighting you, so he's definitely going to have advantage on this check.
You can still run.
No, it does so with advantage if you or your companions are fighting it. So he's fighting us, but we're not fighting him yet.
I'm not sure that's how a fight
That's
works.
not how I'm interpreting that.
Damn it.
He's hitting me in the face, but I'm not hitting back, so
Okay.
I'm not involved in this.
So you are casting charm, yes?
Charm person.
Okay, charm person.
Hopefully this will work great.
You have to make a
It
wisdom
seems to have
saving
no
throw.
effect.
What?
Oh.
What?
I mean, that's one of the things that could possibly have happened is that it didn't work because either
Well, the spell clearly worked because Gina, said the incantations and expended the components, and the sparkly images from her lute started appearing, and you've seen Gina cast spells. Gina put everything she had into it, and she was just trying to sort of lull this person in a state of complacency. That again is something you have seen her perform just by the gentle playing of her lute, and the sort of the ambiance that it creates, and the clearly magical properties of what's happening. But it's as if nothing happened.
There could be all kinds of reasons for that. He might be immune to it in some way, or be wearing something that cancels it, or who knows.
Or
He's
he's just
immune to
very
Gina's
wise.
charms.
Next up, it's Marche.
Can I move? Like, I'm not standing next to him yet, so I want to move out of range of him.
Of course.
Okay.
You are, just to describe, you are in an alleyway behind.
Yeah, but I want to be
yeah, yeah.
behind the others, so he could not stab me instantly.
So what you're saying is you want to anger the man into trying to kill us, and then play a loot at him, and then back away. Is that
Yeah.
just so we're clear?
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, good.
I mean, you have your new armor.
Got my shield. Yeah.
I'm just a tiny girl running away.
I would like to chuck some grease at him, please.
Sure. Yeah.
So I get out a vial of grease, like it's just like
Sludge.
We all carry it.
thick, like black tarry type looking oil, oily stuff, and I just throw it at his feet, right, and it shatters.
Yes.
And he has to succeed on a dex save of 13.
Are you casting grease
Yes.
as a spell?
Yes.
Yeah. Dex save.
Grease lightning.
I don't sing that.
No.
Fantastic. Okay, so he rolls Dex. He finds he just sort of looks at the pool of bile that you created at his feet, and observes it.
Oh,
Goes.
So far, so good.
fiddle. Thank you for trying to accompany that action, Gina. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, we have Rogan. Is
there any option here for me to de-escalate?
Yes.
in any
it's
way?
called running.
Nah.
Rogan doesn't like to run away. But even Rogan can kind of see this guy is arguably slightly better than we are at present.
This is getting in a fight with a famous adventurer might be bad on a
I
number
don't
of
trust
levels.
his like weird look.
I mean, I think we're
Knock
beyond
him
whether or not.
unconscious. That we can deal with him later.
Oh, just knock him unconscious. Oh yeah, okay.
Just like that.
What is that? So as you've danced behind us, you're like, just knock him unconscious, Rogan. Rogan's like, oh yeah, I didn't think that's a good suggestion. I'm gonna give us a counter suggestion, and that is that we get the hell out of here right now and run. And this is Rogan saying it.
Just hit him on the head.
Rogan's suggestion is that we run. Is that something that we can do?
I mean, it's something
If you
do.
you start running, then we'll see what.
That's Rogan's. Rogan is going to take the coward's option
Wow.
and run.
Careful of the grease.
Disappointed in you.
I mean, Rogan. It's a complicated person, and also knows when he's bested. He's deciding to.
You haven't even.
He's backing off. He's backing off. Right. He's got his brand new armor on. This loaned armor. I don't want to damage this loaned armor. I've just taken.
Wow.
I've got to return this.
Wow. What a turn of events. I'm impressed. It's Maloon next. He twirls the gigantic sword that seems to be, every time there's a twirl, there's this blue gleam that runs across.
He's going to bop him on the head.
And he just
He's going to bop
suddenly slashes into Aris.
Oh.
Like nobody's business, because he was the next
What did
person
I
in
do?
front. You were the next person in front. And he rolls...
I'm running down the alleyway, mate.
What's 26 versus armor class? Is that a hit?
That misses. Yeah, that misses me.
Okay. Fantastic. That directly slashes into you, by the way, and and you take 7 slashing damage.
That's quite a lot. That seems. Is there a way to negotiate that for a smaller, or that I pay some of that later?
A down payment.
No, there
Okay.
isn't. Yeah.
I'm very unhappy.
Can I
about
lose
that.
a finger now and then like a hand later? Is that like something?
No. And then he slashes again at Aris.
Wait.
What is 13 versus armor class?
Actually, well, that would miss. Thank you.
Okay. And then he slashes again at Aris. What is 11 versus armor class?
That's even worse.
Okay, so the first just hit caught you by surprise. The sword, like it didn't like cut into you, but like you were trying to duck out of it as this massive sword just is landing on you, and you didn't expect it to escalate. It was already escalating from like nowhere into what is happening, and now he's just plainly not even looking back. He's trying to murder you. And, the first slash caught you off guard, and it damaged you, it grazed you, and the second two, you were like, whoa, this is happening, I need to duck and weave, so you're ducking and weaving. And finally, he tries to hit you one more time.
Oh,
And
what?
More attacks.
That is 18 versus armor class. That's a hit,
I mean,
right?
yeah.
Okay, so that is a total of 8 damage.
Another 8.
Another 8.
Well, I'm on -2.
Well, you're unconscious then.
That's a one word for it.
Yeah, and then next up is Gina.
I wrote down Rogan is a coward, just for reference in my
Accurate.
book.
Accurate.
I feel like spells are not working on him. So Marche had a dexterity saving throw, right? And I had a wisdom saving throw. Mm-hmm. So I can either try another spell or just run after Rogan. No, I don't want to leave
Aris on the
Aris
floor.
behind.
Yeah, the problem is Aris is on the floor.
Bear in mind,
I-
like as a heads up, Rogan is when he sees Aris is downed, he's gonna come back.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really? Okay, that's good
Yeah,
to know.
he's gonna. It's clearly way later than he should have been, but he will. Like he can see what's happening over his shoulder. He expected you all to come with him, but you
We were
didn't,
busy being pummeled.
and you were getting mauled by a massive sword. So Rogan is turning around
Massive sword.
to try and defend the group.
I will try Thunder Wave then, because that's a Constitution saving throw.
Fantastic. Okay, so he.
But that's each creature in a 15-foot cube, so
Okay.
depends on where the others are standing as well.
It's. I mean, okay. So Aris is on the floor, and you are right next to Marche. You can angle it in a way that it just affects him, but
It's
that would-
originating
that would-
from me.
Yeah,
so-
that's
Okay.
fine. But it would push him. You would need to. So you would need to walk up closer to him, and B,
Yeah.
you could then push him into a wall if you wanted to.
I mean, sure. I don't know what else to do.
Okay, what happens on a failed saving throw?
He will take 2d8 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away from you.
And
Oh,
what
wow.
happens on a successful saving throw?
Half as much damage and isn't pushed.
Could you roll damage for me?
D8. That's 10 damage.
It's 10 damage. Okay. So you see that he braces this blast. Like he's almost like, it's almost charming how he does this. But it's it's not like something you're admiring because he's currently trying to murder your friends. But he sort of immediately, like, he almost knows ahead of what's about to happen, and he just sort of steels himself, and he's prepared, and he's not pushed up against the wall. He just braces himself. However, you did just cause a large, like a really loud sound. So once again, people in the area would be alerted to what's happening. It's just, it might take, rounds are fast. It might take them a second to respond. So there's no one here yet, but that did happen. Next in turn,
I was kind of hoping to run into the thing screaming for help, but this may be as effective.
might be.
I want to, I stepped closer to be in the 15-foot range. I want
Yeah.
to step back as much as I can. Again,
Yes, that's fine.
because I'm still not next to him.
Yeah, it's an alleyway. You're all pretty close to each other. You were having a conversation. That's fine. Marche, it's your turn.
Oh, already?
Already, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna try and. What's he wearing? Sorry,
He is wearing full
metal.
Yeah,
Is it?
full plate
Okay,
armor.
I'm
just-
gonna try and I'm near him, right?
Yes.
I'm just gonna put my hand on his shoulder, right, and try and shock him. I don't shock him. I rolled a 1.
Did you put your hand on his shoulder and go, "It's a spider. There's a spider on you."
I know. I
Just sort of looks
I did it really, really nicely. Like,
Yeah.
but I did it a little bit too nicely.
Like, looks at what the hell are you doing? And then it's Rogan's turn.
So Rogan obviously thought the group would all collectively run away.
Oh no, I have an advantage. I have an advantage because he's wearing metal.
Okay.
Oh right, okay,
What-
okay.
That's better.
Hey, that does something.
It is. I don't know what I add to this.
Nothing if it doesn't say anything.
No, so 18.
So
Ooh.
Sorry. It's a spell attack basically. Is what you're
Yeah.
doing. Yeah, you had 5 to that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
23.
4? No, not sure. What's your so
What? Sorry.
you will have a modifier for spells. So that's normally you can find that out by looking.
Sorry.
It's +5. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. No, that's a hit.
Oh yeah, +5. Okay, good. So he takes a D8 of damage. Because I really squeeze his... I realise as he looks over
Strong grip.
his shoulder that I realise that I'm not squeezing it hard enough.
Yeah.
So I squeeze it even harder.
Yeah.
And he gets a shock.
Okay, so that's...
He takes 6 damage.
What
And
type of damage?
It's lightning damage.
Lightning damage, okay.
And he can't take reactions until the start of his next turn.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that
So you
seems to
can't-
produce some sort of a, like, it just sort of mild twinge runs down his back, you know? Like, but now it's Rogan's turn.
Well, you say you can't take reactions until next turn. What's that mean?
Well, there's certain actions that you can take as reactions. For example, an opportunity attack
Yeah.
would be a reaction.
Okay.
So he can't do any fun. He can't do any funny business, is what I'm trying to stop him doing.
No
I guess.
funny business.
And Gina yelled to Rogan, grab Eris and then we'll run. We need to bring Eris.
So Rogan started the reason why Rogan made that choice is because Rogan was reminded of a knight that was in the courts where he grew up when he was a kid. And this knight was one of the best soldiers in the region. And when he saw the blade that was drawn, it reminded him of the blade that this knight had. And this was someone that used to bully Rogan when he was a child.
Wow.
And he just had like a flashback of like this bigger half-orc character bullying him, even though he was meant to be important, still, besting him because it was a fully grown, it was like a young adult orc when they mature at a much younger age, but still, that's like a bad memory. And he thought we'd all run away together, but as soon as he saw Aris getting hit by the blade, he stops and kind of comes to his senses a bit to come back to go towards the group. So what he's going to do is he's going to rush towards Aris, listen to what Gina said to try and get Aris out of there, or at least shield. And I suppose that you're knocked out for the time being, so he won't be interested in you anymore.
Hopefully I'm just on the ground and being like...
Am I
ignored.
able to try and get him out of the situation in any way? Is that something that I'm able to do?
You could pick him up and carry him, yes. But also at the same time, then it would be his turn after yours. And you would leave Gina and Marche there on their own.
I'm gonna have to square off with him, so I'm gonna have to go in for an attack.
That's incredibly brave. I also, just a little retcon whilst we're going along. I've been describing his sword as a sword. It's not a sword. It's a battle axe, in fact. So just a little.
Makes
retcon.
more sense with the multiple attacks.
Just so everyone who's watching is aware, we've leveled up. So we're level 2, which obviously is still a low level character, but part of leveling up is Rogan gained the ability of Action Surge, which allows him to take an additional action on their turn once per short rest, which means I could take 2 actions back to back here.
Indeed.
So that's what he's going to attempt to do. He's going to attempt to do 2 actions. He's going to choose to attack and attack again. That's what he's opting to do.
Go for it.
All right, so the first attack was not a good one. That was a 9, which I'm assuming
Bounces off his breastplate.
but Rogan's only getting warmed up. That was the first swing. He's still trying to overcome these memories of this larger half orc. That was 18 on his second attack.
And that
not
second
bad.
one sinks into his armor.
Nice.
So let's roll an attack. Let's roll. Okay, we'll roll for damage then.
I feel like this is a catch-22 because we either get killed by a famous adventurer or we kill a famous adventurer, and neither is great for PR.
I mean, I know what
You
I
don't
prefer.
have to kill him.
I know
Just
what I
knock him
prefer.
unconscious.
Okay, that's 12 damage.
That's 12 damage. Ooh, yeah,
that's a lot.
he took a blow there. He reacted to that. And he's almost taken aback by as if he's a person that's never been hurt in his life, and suddenly experiencing pain, and then he looks at you with like anger in his eyes, and he's now going to swing his blue-bladed battle axe right at you, Rogan. You're gonna take the brunt of this.
Cool.
He swings once for 28 versus armor class.
Okay, that's a hit.
Yeah. And that's 9 damage, so it's just, bunked against your forehead, right? Like directly. He's going to swing again. That is math, 23 versus armor class.
That's a hit.
And that is another 6 slashing damage. As now,
Oh wow!
it's sort of going through your armor, and it doesn't demolish the armor, but it's like.
I feel like
split.
it's probably something to do with this chainmail. It's not quite the right fit. It's shoddy. I'll have to have a word. With
Are
the
you still
shot.
alive?
I am still alive, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
He's going to attack you again. That is 13 versus armor class.
Which is not a hit.
No, and he's going to hit you a 4th time.
4 attacks.
Which is 17 versus armor class.
Which is not a hit.
Yay!
And yeah, he's almost in a blind rage. He's just slashing at you by now. Just slashing.
He doesn't care.
No. Next up, we have Aris, who's making a death saving throw.
13.
13 is good. That means you're not dying yet.
That's a success, right?
That's a success. Yeah.
All right, I'll take that. Fine, great.
Good. Next up, it is Gina.
Is Eris close to me, or is
Yeah, you're standing right by him.
I will cure wounds on him, so he at least is stable.
Good.
Or
Okay.
can I stabilize him as?
I mean, you can
I'll
try, cure wounds
I'll
will
just do
actually bring
cure
Aris
wounds.
back.
I'll just cure wounds. That's fine. 1d8.
Oh, we've got potions, haven't we?
Yeah.
You do have potions, yes.
Is that an action to use a potion?
Yes, it is.
Let me see. Eris will get 9 hit points back.
Oh, blimey. Okay.
That's pretty good.
That's
I
good.
rolled a 6 on the d8.
With
Thank you, that makes
with
me a
the
functional human again.
I'm out of
so.
spell slots though.
just as a general question, with the potion, would that be a whole action to just take this potion?
The action would be the potion, yeah. Probably.
Is it? I'm not sure. I think
Is
you
it a
can
minor
just drink a
action?
potion as a bonus action, but I'm not
Bonus
entirely
action,
certain.
yeah.
I will double check that as you go along.
Who is it next?
Who has the potions, by the way? Remind me.
I have
Me-
one on me at the
Me and
moment.
Aris
Yeah, me or
Yeah.
Eris and Rogan.
made the choice to give us
Yeah.
the potions because we can't do any healing. That's why I'm asking. Because I'm like, technically, I could be like, I just drink a potion.
Well, it's Morshay's turn.
Oh,
And
I see that all this magic stuff doesn't seem to be doing a great deal. So I take out my crossbow and
Nice.
I mean, you charging him with electricity that worked.
Sure.
It spells.
It didn't do enough for me.
Okay.
So, oh no, 13 versus his AC.
It just bounces off his
Yeah,
armor.
sure,
You,
okay.
you fire your crossbow. the
I mean,
bolt
I'm a little
goes clink.
rusty with my crossbow. I don't often use it, so that's probably why. But I have a go.
I mean, you do, and it misses. It just bounces
Yeah,
off.
sure.
Next up, it's Rogan. A thing to drink a potion is to use an item, and to use an item is an action.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
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 So that would be an
Can you
action.
use that 2 action thing again, or is that just once per?
It's just a one-time thing.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna have to attack him again then. Like I don't have time to be taking any potions then. If that's my whole turn, I don't. How much does it restore my health? The potion.
1d4 plus something, I think. So it's not a lot.
No, that's the way this guy's
It's not
swinging.
worth it, is it? I guess. I don't
Not if it's my whole action. No. If it was a bonus
No.
thing, then I would
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
do it. But if it's not,
Hit him in the face.
This guy is definitely like a monster. He is a career
2d4
hitting
plus 2.
machine.
Oh, 2d4,
Oh.
yeah.
2d4.
yeah, so it could be like between 10 and 3. I'm just going to attack him.
Yeah, go for it.
It's not great. It's 11.
Oh,
Once again,
Should've taken the
all your
potion.
blows just seem to bounce off his armor, and then he's going to continue swinging. Except this time, he pauses for a second, and he really composes himself, and
Good.
like he sort of takes a pause, aims the battle axe, and just swings with all of his might
at who?
at Rogan.
Oh, I thought he was going to go after me now.
For some
No,
reason, I thought that too.
Rogan, take 10 damage.
Oh no.
Sure. So one of my abilities
Yes.
is Relentless Endurance. So I would be knocked. I had 5 HP. So this would take me
Yeah.
down to -5, but it won't because I use my Relentless Endurance
Awesome.
to go down to 1 HP instead.
Nice.
Fantastic. He's going to hit you again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured as
Uh,
much, yeah.
And that
That was
is
a good effort.
that is
Yeah.
25 versus armor class.
Which is better than my defense, yeah.
And as he swings, suddenly the axe just falls out of his hands
Great, good.
and drops to the cobbled pavement with all of its might. And he sort of goes, huh? And then he bends down to pick it up. And then he realizes that he can't lift it. This is like a Mjolnir moment, right? He's pulling with all his might. He spends the rest of his turn doing that, just
Okay.
trying to peel it and pry it and lift it, and nothing is happening.
Rogan should try and pick it up.
No, we have to run now.
Oh, okay.
Next, it's Aris.
Rogan's almost convinced that it's just the heat of the battle is too much for this guy. That Rogan's managed to just outstamina him. Anyway,
Aris is awake again at this point, right?
Yes.
As a
should we
You
get out of
notice,
it?
you notice this famed adventurer who you thought was so impressive and resplendent before, just completely, first of all, murdering you and your friends, but now he's almost possessively obsessed by getting this battle axe off the ground, which he can't do, and he's quite distracted.
Stab him.
I don't think we're going to take this guy down very quickly. And even
Let's
if I stab him, I don't know if that's going to make a huge difference. As a thief, I get a free disengagement now at level 2. It's
Yes.
a cunning action.
Yes.
So I can like Scooby-Doo my way out of this super speedily. And to be honest, I feel like Aris being Aris, he wouldn't want to just run away and abandon everyone, but he would want to get out the immediate swinging range of this guy. And my first thought is, I want to see if I can scale up a building beside me and, run my way up a drain pipe or something.
You can try and do that, and if you give me an acrobatics check, I will. It would have to be a good check because whilst there are drain pipes, it's a back alley, and there's only like we have.
Oh, here
Look
we
at
go.
Paul's little face.
Yeah.
The eyebrows give it
This
away.
is my poker face.
Yeah.
21 on an acrobatics check.
hey, you just
That's not
leap
bad, right?
into the air, right? And
This guy, 3 seconds ago, this guy was dead on the floor. Now he's jumping up walls.
Yeah.
It's kind of an Aris
That's
thing. Like,
Aris,
yep,
yeah.
I'm out of here. I have yoink skills and I
Hey.
have running away skills.
that only took you your move action. You still have an action if you
Oh
want it.
wow.
Well, you know
Shoot
what I
him in
want
the
to do
face.
is
And you still
I
have
actually-
advantage if you want it.
Oh wow.
from altitude. I want to
Everything's coming
survey
up
the
Paris.
scene and see if something else is going on.
You see, like almost like a crowd of people emerging in the distance, and they're all sort of approaching this alley, and you can see that they're coming from both sides of the alley, right? Like people have heard this, like so you're gonna be surrounded in any second, and if you flee, people will see you flee, and people are coming to watch this fight, whatever is happening here. They're curious.
My immediate feeling, though, is still that we should put distance. So from sort of a rooftop at this point, Aris is just going to billow down. Like, we should get out of here. We should run while we can. Everybody.
Or we should let everyone see how we are being attacked.
I don't know if
But they will
like a-
believe him over
Like
us.
in a round, these people will be here.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
Maybe.
my immediate vote for this situation. Is we should probably disengage while we get the chance and manage the PR of this later,
Yeah.
as it were. Because this guy might have a reputation for being a great adventurer, but he might also have a reputation for being a bully or being terrible. Or
This is
people
true.
might think he's fantastic and that
Or
we might
brainwashed.
get into trouble.
Either way, we don't want
He's
to be
got-
here, do we?
I mean, he's got
I
no
don't think
weapon
so.
at the moment, so it is kind of if we were ever going to fight the guy, the time exactly, Bessie. The
Yes,
time
we
that he
are running.
doesn't have a weapon would be the time. But obviously, Rogan has tried to leave and then has had to come back to try and, defend the group. So he'll go along with whatever people think. Really, his initial instinct was that this guy is too strong and we should get out of here. But he didn't really communicate that. He just kind of panicked a little bit. Not that he'd ever admit that, but that's what happened.
I don't think it's unreasonable instinct, though.
No. So it like, is there?
Aris, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
That's it. I've run up there and I will be sort of bellowing these instructions down and watching the crowd advance.
But you have
I'm
an
not-
action with advantage though, right? Whether you're there or not.
I do. I'm not going to draw a weapon or attack or anything. I am much more interested in keeping my eyes open for, like, is there an alleyway or a route that I could direct everyone down where we could flee to avoid the mob?
Okay, I mean, you can actively
mob, the
scout
crowd.
for this, and you can make a perception check, I guess, to see if you spot anything like that.
That is not bad. That is quite good. That's 16.
I mean, you're surrounded by effectively what is in the most immediate vicinity a castle, and otherwise, it's a bright open, like a bright open area, like a square just in front of the Yawning Portal, right? And the alleyway behind the Yawning Portal just leads around the Yawning Portal. It's not, it's not particularly leading anywhere, but both ways, either way you go, it leads out onto this open square, and behind you there's like a mountain and a castle and stuff like that. There's not really like anywhere where you could sensibly run that wouldn't be visible, and or any alcoves or roots or secret nooks and crannies.
Okay,
That makes
fair
sense.
enough.
Um,
Then I feel like,
Just go with your gut.
yeah, I feel like going with my gut. I don't want to engage with this fight or perpetuate any further. I will keep yelling for everyone to try and step back while there is a moment. And I'll be surveying the scene, and I can, reach over my shoulder for my bow and things, but I don't know. I
Gina,
feel like holding off.
it's your turn.
I will. Did Eris point in a direction I could go in, or?
I mean, no, there wasn't like you could run one way or the other way, right? Both ways
We zijn
lead to the
bijna
same
klaar.
square.
Okay.
Both ways lead to the same square, just from a different direction.
I'll just run as far as I can from Malone.
Okay, so you run 60 feet. You eventually run past
50. I have 25.
Oh, 50. Okay.
Yeah.
You eventually run past a crowd of people that is starting to converge on this fight, and they sort of part ways and just let you through. So you're not being stopped or anything. In fact, they very quickly just sort of go, whoa, okay, don't want to be part of this. I'm just coming here to watch. After that, it is Marche's turn.
I will also run to where Gina is, please.
And then...
I avoid I leap theatrically over the grease.
And then it's Rogan's turn.
Sure, I'll could I hit him and then run?
You can if you want to. You'll run less far, but you can do that.
Awesome gesture.
How far's less far? Far enough?
I mean, what's your speed?
30?
30. Well, you'll run 30 feet then.
How far's the crowd away?
The crowd's about like 40 feet now. So just be in front of the crowd.
Is that a good idea?
Really tempting. Rogan will follow. Rogan will take it's gonna have like a really like angry look at Malone, like he really wants to.
Well, then do it. If you really want to, then do it.
Don't encourage Rogan to act on his emotions.
What would Rogan do? Would he do that? Then do that.
If everyone's left, his primary thing is really to look after the group. To be fair, so like he's enraged by Malone, but it doesn't mean he would leave the group to run away because he doesn't know what else is out there. So he would follow the group. So he'll be following the group.
Okay. So you're running 60 feet, right? And as you run away, you turn back to look at Malone, who's still pulling the axe from the floor. And he still doesn't seem to be able to do that. And in a last-ditch attempt, he just yanks it, and he lifts it up into the air, and then the axe flies out of his arms.
Oh.
Directly into Rogan.
What?
In a good way.
Can I catch it?
But
Yeah.
make a dexterity check.
Jesus.
I said you should have gone to pick it up. I think it's something to do with the armor.
Am I Thor?
I think you're the chosen one. Yeah.
That is dexterity. What's my dexterity? That is 13.
You
Very
lift your
lukewarm
arm
catch.
and you grab the battle axe,
Yeah.
and it just crackles in your arms with blue
Wow.
light. And that's where we'll end it.
Woo!
What is happening?
Oh yeah, he's Thor.
I don't know. We'll have to wait till next week to find out what is happening. Or will we ever?
Oh what?
I mean, I don't know.
We will.
We will. Yeah, we will. And that's tonight's session, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this minor unplanned sidetrack, but it did happen. And
Gina was in a very boisterous mood this episode. She was just like everyone been like, "Who are you?"
I don't feel that's unreasonable. She's got a right to ask those questions.
I feel like Gina wasn't as boisterous as Bessie. Bessie is the most boisterous.
That's
this
true.
episode.
That is
Yeah.
true.
There's a bee in her bonnet, and she's letting us know that she needs taking care of. So we're gonna go look after whatever's making our dog upset, and I hope you had a really nice time and enjoyed this episode. And we'll be back next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.